It does appear that the front door is just hanging open like that. That's crazy. Look at the lighting effect. It's a full, complete basement. Look at this. Alright, this is another one of those places that has exceeded expectations. Kind of the untouched nature of it. Well, it is Sunday morning, both on the day I'm actually filming this and both on the day and whenever this video will be uploaded. But I guess on a Sunday it would only make sense to go to church, right? I'm back in Port Arthur again for this southern Gulf, Texas trip, and right over here we have just a small little abandoned kind of like neighborhood church. The building itself looks to be in really great shape. There's boards on all the windows, but I see a few of them are out, and I think even the front door is hanging open, so let's go see what it looks like. Look at it over there. Once we get closer, you'll see it's actually pretty beautiful looking from the front. Funny thing is, I actually didn't know if this was fully abandoned or not when I was making my list of spots. So I figured, hey, if I come by on a Sunday morning and no one's there. But then I noticed some of the boards are out on windows, so I was like, all right, yeah, that's abandoned. And sure enough, it does appear that the front door is just hanging open like that. Just a cozy little church. That's crazy. Look at the lighting effect. Because of the red window boards or whatever is on them. The whole room looks red on camera. Not bad. Up here we're gonna have probably a tub for baptism. Nah, there's no way this held water. Unless the tub itself has just been removed. Maybe it was at one point. Look at that. Probably hand-painted wall decoration. You know, way back at one of my old childhood churches, I have fond memories of walking through the halls because the hallways were painted, hand-painted, by one of my friend's mother. So that was really cool to see every time I walk through it. This right here is why I had some high hopes for this Texas trip, at least for this area. Like, for how open and accessible some of these places are. Some of them are just in good condition like this, you know? And even the ones that aren't in good condition still have some cool stuff left in them. This is a very overlooked area for exploring, I guess. There's like an electric keyboard thingy. I forget the exact name of these. They're not pianos. Could it be like an organ? All I know is that my grandma has kind of a similar one of these at her house. Sometimes I try to play it, but it doesn't work very well. So apart from this main worship room, and I'll try to find my way up to the balcony soon, there's also some office space back there. Over here we have the pastor's office. Oh, look at that. There is a basement. I noticed that when I walked in here, but there's like a little doorway underneath the stairs that I walked up to get to the front door. So I think there may be like a full basement down there. Completely cleared out pastor's office though, so I guess the church did close. Sometimes these little churches like this are kind of run just solely off of like donations from like the congregation. So it would be rather sad if like all the stuff was left here just because they didn't have enough money to keep maintaining it. So they at least did close it and get all their stuff out of here so it didn't just go to waste. Then over here is kind of like backstage, so to speak. Whoa. Look at those, what are those called? The pants with the boots? It's just a furnace room. Those are kind of ominous though. Be like if someone was just walking through like the swamps. Banner attendance class. And there's such nice paintings on the wall too. Look at that effect on that. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but that's one of those paintings where if you, or like picture things where if you move your eyes, the image kind of moves with it. Now I do want to go down to that basement just to see if there really is an entire basement space down there. This room's kind of a vibe. You got your red windows, the chipping paint wall, and just your really old school couches and chairs sitting in there. Time to appease my curiosity and see if there is as much space down here as there is above. I'd say there probably is. Look at that, yeah. It's a full, complete basement. Kind of eerie though. It's a bit of a labyrinth of rooms. Sometimes there's not very reliable information on even the building itself or if it's even still functional, so I have no clue when this was closed or abandoned, but judging by these walls and ceilings, it's probably been under-maintained for quite a while. This kind of has a kitchen feel to it. There's even old stuff in here. This was also kind of like my old church. They had a little bit of a kitchen too. Sometimes I'd go in there as a kid, see if they had any like goldfish or snacks to eat. Wow, look at this. It's a whole setup room with tables and flowers. I gotta check that out. Look at this. It's like a meeting room. How to train a disciple. Probably some sort of lesson plan. I just love the feel of this room though, like kind of the untouched nature of it, as cliche as that sounds. And wow. This is like another smaller worship room. I never know what to call those. Like the main auditorium, I suppose. But this is like another one of those, only smaller and below the main one. Look at that, they even had like the audio wires and everything. Actually, that gives me an idea. I know for a fact that upstairs I saw a microphone sitting on one of the benches. I just didn't make any note of it. I'm gonna go try to find that. I wanna see if that plugs into that thing. That's the one. Alright, we're gonna take this with us and we're gonna see if we can attach it to that little mic stand. Okay. Actually, no. I don't think that would really work. I don't think it was really supposed to go in there because it has that little plug apparatus. So what it would really do is it would plug into one of these things. If I can find one. These are all plugs. I need one that's a socket. I don't see anything. Oh well, we tried. Still, it'd be kind of cool and funny to leave it like that, so long as it doesn't fall off. It at least adds character to this room now. Yeah, and of course, don't think I was gonna forget to look at this. If only it worked. Oh, some of them work. You gotta give them a lot of force. Alright, this is another one of those places that has exceeded expectations. You know, when I was kind of planning out my locations, like what I was considering hitting or not, I saw this one and I had it on my list and I was almost kind of like, oh, that one's too small to even consider. Sometimes, even the little ones like this can surprise you. Plus, if anything, it being a smaller size kind of forces me to actually slow down and really look at stuff to notice cool things. Whereas if I were in like a much bigger place, like a big hospital or something, I'd just kind of be going down halls and peeking in rooms, not paying too close attention, just kind of looking for big cool stuff. This just kind of forces me to slow down and recognize everything, which is good in a sense. So there was a pastor's office downstairs, and I guess there's also one down here. There we go. Wow. Pastor had a nice chair. This room definitely smells like mold though. It's pretty bad in here. Look at the deterioration of that thing. Look at that. I guess with the lack of maintenance for the building, such as, you know, like basic air quality control and everything, even though it probably never really got drenched because I don't really see much of a leaking issue, this thing got moist enough for all the wood to just start bending and sagging. Now the whole thing just looks janky. Eastern Progressive Congress Youth Day 2016. Huh. 2016. That was what, from this point, about 6 years ago? So this place really hasn't been left for too terribly long. Pastor had a TV too. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God. Look at the water filter. It's even still got cups ready to be used. There actually is, look. There's still water left in there. And now, let's check out the view from the top balcony. That is so cool. Gives off old auditorium vibes from some of those schools I've been to. I don't even know if those are boards on the windows, because then they wouldn't even let light through. I think they just painted them red for some reason. I think this is like a really old space heater thing. Yeah, this is a good little spot. I love pleasant surprises like this. Well, I guess coastal Texas has good abandoned churches. Isn't it kind of funny how before I came on this trip, I'd only done like maybe 1 or 2 churches in my whole time exploring, and now I've just done like 3 of them. And there's even another I'm going to try. There's one more I'm going to try. I don't know if it'll work yet, but you better believe I'm going to try. What a nice little neighborhood church. It's a shame they aren't still using it. Well, it's always nice to find some of those little lesser known gems like that, so I'm really glad that went well. I'm glad with how that turned out. And I guess I'm on to the next one here on this Texas trip, so stay tuned.